So just what you've seen from Indiana lately since you last played them, it seems like they're playing maybe a little bit smaller more.
Yeah.
Does that change
Oh,
anything?
I don't know if they're playing smaller more.
Well, they're playing Race Thompson more. I assume
Yeah,
that
well,
meant they're
he's
playing
pretty
Brock
big.
West.
Yeah, I don't look at it that way. I mean, I just maybe from a physical standpoint, those other guys might be a little taller, a little heavier, but he plays big and he's played hard. And I think that's the one thing you took, especially from that Penn State game, was they were better with him in there. But it doesn't mean like they haven't had a game like Deron Davis has had a game where he was. Had a lot of success. Brunk's been good for him. So they have a lot of depth. They're going to throw a lot of bodies at you. But that's what go back to Race Thompson. That's what I was really impressed. I thought, he played hard. And, they got him out. Even the announcer said it, when they got him out in that one stretch in the second half, like, you just give him a break and getting him back in there. He was that productive. But that's what you have to be. I thought to close out the game in Indiana when we played, those 2 offensive rebounds that Evan got us, that was just kind of the way the game had unfolded. You know what I mean? Like, we missed some shots. They got a stop, but yet they couldn't get that rebound. And that's what really hurt us at Wisconsin. I thought we did some good things, coming down the stretch. And then we couldn't get a defensive rebound and reward ourselves. So those are the type of plays that win, and that's what Indiana did against Penn State. Is they found a way to win. And but I think it came from their effort, especially after that. Penn State had that unbelievable run at the end of the first half, start of the second half. They were able to collect themselves and make enough plays, but they played hard.
Is that the first Indiana game seen like forever ago?
Yeah,
based on what's happened since.
Especially since you haven't won. No doubt about it. Like, you almost got to ask the question, when's the last time we won? And when you lose 4 in a row in this league, and it happens to a lot of people. Like, you can't have multiple stretches that way in your season, and we have. So we put ourselves in a very tough spot. But just trying to get other day was a very frustrating day, I think, for us. And that's your job as a head coach. Your job is to get your team ready to play, get your team to play hard, and we didn't. So that that lands on me. And it always lands on you as a coach. Like, you have to get your team ready to play, and we weren't. And that's that's difficult because we've really hung our hat on that aspect through the years. And so hopefully that can help us understand what we have to do by just kind of taking in everything that's happened. If you say, where do you want to go? You want to go with Purdue or you want to go with Indiana? When you watch that last Indiana-Purdue game, well, everybody would have picked Purdue. Just look how they play, look how they execute, look how they did things. But that woke Indiana up. And Indiana's played way better than us since then. So hopefully, that can be a wake-up call for us. And you'd like to think that wake-up call should have come before that. We didn't play that bad at Wisconsin, so it's not like we've played terrible. But we've, I think, in 4 games led for like 6 minutes, as I read somewhere. And so, that speaks for itself. It speaks for itself, especially when you have 2 home games in that mix.
What did you do so well in Indiana that day?
Yeah.
That you thought, okay, this is
we made some shots.
The launching point for
it
you
wasn't
guys.
like we made 18 threes or anything, but we went 8 for 16 from 3, and we made some shots, and that helped us. But I thought our execution was better. Anytime we execute better and take care of the basketball and get quality shots, it helps us stay out of transition. When we got to battle that, we got to battle offensive rebounds. That for us was very discouraging at Wisconsin because we did a good job rebounding against Wisconsin until the end. And then we still out-rebounded by 7, but if you get those 4 rebounds right there, now you really push the game. You out-rebounded by 10, you probably win the game. So those type of things are going to be so important. Setting our defense, taking care of the basketball, executing on the offensive end. We have to do a better job of moving and just getting the defense to break down. A lot of what you do on an offensive standpoint, isn't just to go make a play. You have to have good execution, good movement, good screening. Now, once they break down, you got to capitalize on it. And then you keep running offense until they do break down, because they will. Everybody's that way. If you can run good offense, you're going to find, somebody who doesn't do their job or somebody who gets behind a play, and then you make the most of it.
Do you see them kind of pounding the ball inside the Jackson Davis a little bit more in the last couple of games?
Yes, but I think they've been trying to do that all year. He's done a good job of trying to utilize him. But his best bet is, when he has the ball in his hands and he's either attacking or playing, at a post-ups. He's a good player. He's a tough matchup. Great instincts to get the ball, great instincts to block shots. Just a good player.
We talked a little bit after the Michigan game about attention to detail. Just having a couple days to practice here, has that been helpful?
You like to think
In
so.
that sense.
You know, obviously the answer doesn't come out in an interview. It comes out in what you do Thursday at 7.
Right.
So, like, you know, our competitiveness has to be better more than anything. You know, we have to get out in front of things and compete and play hard. And I think when you do that, you know, now the other things from a schematic standpoint come into play. You know, schematically, it doesn't matter what you do if you don't play harder than the people in front of you. And that's what we've hung our hats on. And I talked to our group about that. I said, you know, do you think, you know, what do the coaches in Indiana say and what do the coaches in Iowa say after we beat them? You think they walked out of here and think they played harder than us? Or they walked out of Assembly Hall? No, they didn't. They just didn't. But you think we played harder than Michigan or Penn State last 2 games? We didn't. And that's real simple. So don't try to overthink things when that's where you are. You know, we know what we're doing. We have good guys. We have intelligent guys. We know what we're doing. You know, we have to be able to go out there. But when that ball gets loose, and it's a 50-50 ball or a rebound, and you got to dominate in that area. When you got a chance to sprint back on defense, you got a chance to sprint up on offense. I mean, you got to go as hard as you can. You know, you got to keep putting that, you know, kind of a stressor on their offense or their defense.